I'm going to do my best in giving a review on the 12 Tribes of Hattie by Ayana Mathis. And as I stated in my last video that I would be seeing her today, which is February 15th. I actually finished a book right before she got started. The event started at 7 and I think I was finished with the book at 6:35. I enjoyed the book. It was a lot of information to get covered. We're talking about 12 kids, 12 people, plus Hattie and her husband, August. So that's a lot to get into a book of 300 pages. I have to say that I enjoyed it, but I also felt like I was missing something. And what I mean by that, there's so much information that you want to get, you want to feel, and you want background information. And I felt like 300 pages was not enough to really give me the background that I was looking for Hattie, which I did through her children. And I guess a lot of times your story of your life can be told through your children. Let me start all over. I finished the book 12 Tribes of Hattie today by Ayana Mathis. She's a very intelligent woman. She speaks wonderful. She gives a lot of information, how the book was developed, where the title was from. She talked about how this book, in the first chapter, it talks about the migration from Georgia to Philadelphia. And that is where Hattie comes in at the age of, I think, 14. And then the story starts when she turns 17. And it starts in 1925, and then the last chapter is 1980. But the reason why the family was migrating is because the father, Hattie's father, was shot by white men, and they took his business, and the family felt that they needed to flee from Georgia. So Hattie's mother and 3 of her sisters got on a train and headed north to Philadelphia to start a new life. And this book is about the journey, how when you migrate, you leave one place, how you expect for better things. The book was well executed in what was here, but I just want a little bit more information. I think I wanted, I just think it was just a lot of information to get into this book. It's a lot. But I will say what was in here was done very well. My favorite chapter, if you decide to read the book, was actually Belle, her daughter Belle. That chapter was probably my favorite chapter besides the first chapter, because the first chapter drew me in. But I can honestly say, as I read this book, I thought of these characters. Each time I finished a character, I thought about his life, what would be on the chapter that they had, what took place after. So that's why I was saying you only got a grasp of them maybe once, and then you didn't hear about them, or you just heard a little bit, or you might have heard about them through another chapter, but it really wasn't focused on them. But Hattie was all through the chapters because they were her kids, and they kind of talked about their mother, and it would come back. It was like, and you'll be reading about, we'll say Floyd, and Floyd will start talking about Hattie, and then you'll hear more about Floyd and through his chapter. But then when you went to the next chapter, and that chapter is about Six, you hear about Six and his life, and you might hear about some of the siblings, but you don't really hear about them. And then you hear about Hattie, and then they'll go flashback, and then you'll come back to present. So what she did very well, and that's what I saw in the book. Growth in Hattie, growth and some of the kids, just the part that they had given us, you saw how their lives kind of changed, and you just saw their lives change. So I think if you've been straddling the fence on the book, give it a try. Give it a try. It's 300 pages, and I think you will get through the book. Dee Dee, I think you will get through the book, and I think you will like it. I do really think it's worth a read. Her style, she's in her early 40s, so she's a fairly young woman. And for this to be her first book that I know of, very good. Very smart woman. Give it a try. I just say give it a try. And if you read the book, I really wish you would let me know what was your favorite chapter. What did you think? Did it hit on all cylinders for you? Did it skip a beat? I just thought for 300 pages we got a good book. This book could have easily been, she could have drew this book out to 700 pages. But I think we would have been like, oh, that's too much. So 300 pages, could have been 4, but I think it gave us a lot. She's not going to do a sequel. That question was asked because you kind of want to know more about Hattie's family and what did we miss, we didn't get. But read it, Dee Dee, read it. And anyone else, read it. Read it, give it a try. Hope that I encourage you to pick up the book, give it a try. If you don't read it, listen to the audio, something. But I think it's enough information to really capture your attention. Hope, love, growth, maturity, life, sacrifice, and longing. It spoke to me. It really did. It really spoke to me. It did. You'll shed a tear, but it's not like a sad tear. It's one part might be sad and one part might be the growth that you see, and you just appreciate it because they learned something and got something. That's all I have to say.